Greetings. Can we talk about something that has been on my mind for about a week? In just a week, I've been interested in seeing some of the reactions to this Gillette commercial that basically called men out in general for bad behavior. And a lot of men have gone out of their way to proclaim that they're being treated unfairly, they're being mischaracterized, and a bunch of nonsense like that. And I'm here to say that we have to look at power structures when we get into discussions like this. For instance, even though percentage-wise in the United States there are more women than men, men are more in power than women. It's just a true fact. I mean, how many women billionaires are there compared to men billionaires? How many women are there that are CEOs of Fortune 500 companies as opposed to men? I'm just asking the question. It's easy for y'all to look up. It's not close to equal. It's the same thing with minorities. It's not close to equal. The power structure is just not close to the same. Someone I know on LinkedIn put out a question basically asking, what do we think about this Gillette commercial? And the reaction that a lot of men have had. To which I responded, well, if there are a lot of men who are responding to this in a negative way, they probably have some skeletons in their closet that they need to deal with. That's my opinion. And someone else I know didn't necessarily like that response. So I related it to what I would do I was in a diversity training class, which this actually happened one time, where I was just talking about something, and within 10 minutes, this lady jumps out and says, well, we're not like that. Maybe you have a problem in New York, but we don't have this problem down in New Jersey. And I just asked her a couple of questions, and let's just say that things didn't go so well for her for at least the next 5 minutes, and it had, you could say I instigated it, but I'm not the one who kept things going. Because people have a different way of seeing things when they're in the power structure. And so she didn't see things the same way that a lot of other people in that room did. Hey, sometimes you just get called on your nonsense when you decide to say something where if you were confident enough to realize, okay, he's not talking about me, you'd have just shut up. To which I was called intolerant because I always want my views to be the strong views. Well, let's think about this for a bit. One of the things that has happened throughout most of my life is I have been the first black at a ton of things. This is just it. I mean, quite often I was the first black person that a group of people had ever met when I used to live in Maine back in the 70s. I was the first this, the first this, the first this. I continue sometimes being the first black male or black person who's ever done blank. And I'm almost 60, which is ridiculous. So, if I'm hearing about things that are happening to black people across the country that are negative and whatever, then I'm going to say something, or I'm going to share it with folks and say, we need to fix this. And someone could come out and say, well, wait, if that had nothing to do with you, then why are you saying something? To which my response is, because that could be next. That could be me next at any moment. That could be me. Let them start talking about, a lot of other folks who are getting assaulted and whatever, and then come to me and say something. But it's not what you hear all the time. That's just it. I mean, Black Lives Matter didn't just happen because it was one guy who got killed and no other black people have been killed. I mean, it just doesn't work that way. So I would say something, and I would continue saying something. What's the same with women? Gillette didn't do that just because one woman said something. When Me Too came out a couple of years ago, oh my goodness, folks were finally able to say all this stuff that had been happening to them. And a lot of people owned up to it. Oh, well, I didn't realize that they saw it this way or whatever. Lawsuits. Some very powerful people who were brought down. Even gay men got accused of things. I don't know if any gay women did. I don't really know for sure. But, this is the kind of thing where there were a whole lot of people who were involved in this. And yet, there were a few women who said, well, this never happened to me, so I think all these other women are whatever. And they took heat for it because it tried to diminish all these other women who had had these issues. Once again, if this is something that didn't happen to you, then don't diminish what everyone else says is their experience just to try to prove a point. You're going to lose. It makes absolutely no sense. This is the thing about, well, diversity. Diversity basically says that everyone deserves a fair chance. I don't like to use the term equal because equal basically sometimes gives certain folks a way out of being fair. So you give everyone a fair chance. Everyone should be paid the same way. Women deserve to get the same kind of pay as men. Women deserve to have the same opportunities for advancement as men. Minorities deserve the same pay as everyone else. They deserve to have the opportunities to advance like everybody else. That's just my take on it. And if that is the kind of thing that makes me seem intolerant, then I'm intolerant. But we know that's not the case. If you think so, go look it up. Or if you want to talk about it, here I am. My name is Mitch Mitchell. Let me know your thoughts, and I hope you have a wonderful day.